And here we go, going live. Fantastic. I'm just going to check a couple of things here to make sure we are all good to go. And yes, it looks like we are good to go. Like I said, I didn't live stream the last one, but we are today. We're going for the live stream. So far, it looks like all systems are go. As most of you know, I'm Heather Burgett, your host, an award-winning publicist and visibility expert, also a transformational business coach. And today I thought this would be a really fantastic time to look at your 2023 PR plan. So just out of curiosity, I know we also have people tuning in from all over the globe. I see from Bulgaria to Canada to Boston, the UK. We always get such a great global community. I'd love to hear from you in the chat, or if you're watching this on one of the live stream platforms, feel free to put in the comments and I'll always go and check those after. Or if you see the Zoom link that is in the post of the post that I just put up, you can join us, hop into the Zoom room to join us. And I would love to hear from everyone here if you currently have a PR plan. So if you have a PR plan, just type in PR plan into the chat. If you don't, go ahead and type not yet. Let's hear what people have in the chat. I see a couple PR plans coming through, working on it, not yet. PR plan, fantastic. I love hearing that some of you actually already have a PR plan in place. So yeah, we really want to look at where you've been, where you're heading. This is a great time of year to do that. And we're going to get some of that information and organization together today. Great. Okay. So what we're going to do is I'm going to get us into screen share. We're going to dive right into the content. We've got lots of great content for you all today. And I would love to keep this as a very interactive experience. So if you are able to be with us in the room, join the Zoom link, be on camera so we can actually see each other. We might do a breakout. We'll see how we're doing on time. So that's just a much easier way to stay connected with everyone. But go ahead, feel free as I ask questions, put your answers in the chat. And I really love this to be an energy exchange versus me just here, talking as a talking head for an hour. It's nice when we can have kind of a two-way flow going. So I see a lot of you still joining us, saying where you're coming from, Florida, fantastic. Someone's asking if this is being recorded. Yes, actually, the replay will be up we're going to leave that up in the Shine Insiders Facebook group. So I think most of you or a lot of you already are in our group, but if not, feel free to join us in there. I'm just popping the link in the chat here. And we've got also my VA here, Eunice, is here with us today. So if you have any issues or anything, feel free to let her know. You can private chat her if you're having an issue with anything. And I do try to keep my eye on the chat as I go, but sometimes once I get into presentation mode, it's a little harder. So feel free to engage, answer questions. If you have any specific questions, we'll save those towards the end where we'll have a little time to answer any of those specific questions. Okay, I see Judah just joined the group. Fantastic. So yeah, we'll get you guys in there by end of day today if you're not in there yet. So welcome to everyone. Okay, so let's jump into screen share and get into the juicy content. Let me just get my right screen up. And here we are. And I'm just going to also make sure as we get into screen share, we had a little glitch last time where my presenter mode was doing something wonky. So I'm going to just make sure also that everybody can actually see the right screen. And we're getting into, we use Canva and then we have presenter mode. So that's, it's been working out pretty well, except for the occasional glitch. Okay, So here we go. And sharing this window. Okay, so can I just get a Y in the chat if you can see my screen? Even if just a few of you let me know. I'm getting some thumbs up. Okay, perfect. Yes. And hopefully it's just the right window, not my entire desktop or the presenter mode. So should just be one screen where you see here the slide, the Ultimate Media Breakthrough. You're here. This is these master classes that we've been doing. These live classes are part of this series, the Ultimate Media Breakthrough. And today we're focusing on your 2023 PR plan. Get media attention that lands clients fast without hiring an expensive PR firm. Yay to all of that. Okay. So you are in the right place if that's why you're here. Now, right out of the gate, I want to share with you a story of one of my clients who actually we started working together during the pandemic. And just recently, she let me know that she has officially 10x'd her income through the work that we did. And this all involves her visibility. Now, she already had a business, but she was very regional. She was analog. She wasn't really online. So we took her business first and foremost online. She built an online community overnight because she had a lot of people she could invite already to that community. And she was able to start really raising her visibility, her presence, getting more clients. And over time, she started her own show. She got herself in the media. She was then approached by a media company to be a paid podcast host. How many people here would like that, to actually be paid to do your podcast? I think like $1,000 an episode, right? 4 times a month. There you go. There's an extra 4K revenue in your income stream per month, right? So that's, just where it started. And then from there, it has just continued to evolve, because what happens is visibility begets visibility and more results and opportunities. So from there, she also got on local TV news and now has a regular spot in her local market on the, you can see right here, the Kathy J show, right? So how cool is that? And she also had a traditional book publishing deal, right? I helped her through the work we were doing to get in front of the right people, to get the agent, the lit agent, to actually get the offer for the book publishing deal. So these are like the incredible things that can happen. And now she's working a fraction of the time that she was, where she was really burnt out and working way too much on a daily basis, actually causing health issues to flare up, to now really working smarter, not harder, working less, and actually 10xing her income. And she credits a lot of that, if not most of that, to the incredible visibility journey that she went on with me in my program. Now, you're probably here too for the similar reasons, right? You want those more clients or gigs, that full slate. What does that mean? That actually means money in the bank account, right? Currency. You want to be a sought after expert, getting invited to share your story on stages in the media. I have another client who's even having publishers approach her. They want to tell her story and publish her story in a book. And you're all here because this is the core one. I know for my community, you're purpose-driven, you are heart-centered, right? You're really looking to make a bigger impact in the world, make the world a better place with your special gifts. Now, for those of you who stick around today, I'm going to have a special gift for you that you normally only get when you work inside my programs and get inside my client portal. And it's something I'm going to give to you today that I've never given away before. So stick around to the end if you want that. And why is this visibility piece so powerful? So when you think about you out there, now this is what everyone's doing. Everyone's on their social media saying, hey, this is my thing. This is what I love doing. I'm great, right? Like we're out there like saying what we do is great. Now, imagine having all sorts of other people out there singing your praises, credible, we call them credible sources, talking about how wonderful you are, your services, your talent, your products, whatever it may be, right? Having other people saying, hey, you've got to pay attention to this person. They're incredible. So that's really the power when you talk about visibility and publicity, especially. That's the power of it. A lot of you who are here already know your visibility archetype. If you're here and you know it, go ahead and let me know. Or if you know you're a light walker, world changer, transformer, or protector. And if you haven't taken our quiz yet, feel free to take it. It's a 5-question quiz, and you don't have to do it right now, but it's just shinesuperpower.com. You can do that after the call today. Also, Eunice has put the link in the chat. Now, a lot of people ask me too, like, who does this work for? So if you have something you're wanting to put out into the world, right? A message, a movement, a product, a service, it could be that you have a nonprofit organization, whatever it is, this works for you, right? This is really like all my clients fall into these categories of consultants, creatives, founders, coaches, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, small business owners, spiritual practitioners, speakers, authors, right? Anybody that's looking to elevate their visibility to the next level to make that impact in the world. So yeah, feel free also if you want to share. I see some of these coming through, right? We've got some light walkers in the house, a world changer. Fantastic. Great to know that you're here. And I do attract a lot of the light walkers and world changers. The transformers and the protectors, you'll find that probably resonates with you if you're a little less inclined to want to put yourself out there into the world in a big way, but that doesn't mean you can't get visible. It just means we have special visibility paths that we will focus on for the things that light you up to do, right? Just because someone else's visibility path works for them doesn't mean we apply that to everyone. Each person has their own individual path. So I'd love to hear how you identify if you're in the house today. Like, are you a coach? Are you a creative? Are you an actor? Are you go ahead and just share what you do in the chat so we can kind of get a temperature on who's in the room. And just so you know too, this is really, a lot of people ask me, well, okay, I'm just starting out. Like, does this really work? Is this something, am I even ready for this? So I will tell you that no matter where you're at, if you're a beginner, an intermediate, or an advanced person, when it comes to this work, it doesn't matter. There's always a next level for you to get to. So I just say simply, we're going to help you land your first or your next media win, your next visibility win. And yeah, and also feel free to share if you feel like you're a beginner, intermediate, or advanced. I see we've got a lot of coaches in the house, some creatives. Beautiful. And those of you watching on the replay, feel free to comment down below and I'll always come back and see what you guys write. Beautiful. Okay. So I want to share with you the business success path that typically goes in this order, and the biggest piece that's missing for you. So I've created this more kind of visual one so we can look at this more as a stairway, right? So we typically start with your purpose and your niche, and then we're working our way up, right? To most people are actually trying to get to number 4 here. They want to be seen as an expert with a full slate of clients or gigs, right? So they're going out there in the world, identifying their purpose and niche, having their marketable offerings. Now that's really, no matter who you are, you have something, right? Whether it's your talent, a product, a service, whatever it may be, right? And then you're looking to have a full slate of clients, right? That's if you're doing, this work, you're, looking to get compensated for your gifts in the world. If you're a creative, you're looking to get gigs, whatever it may be, you're looking to have your slate full. So the piece that I have identified and noticed that is the biggest gap for the most people out there, especially small business owners, consultants, creatives, entrepreneurs, is this aligned visibility through PR strategy piece. And when you have that, not only do you get to number 4, but where I take my clients, we actually get to a whole other level of being seen as that influential leader with global impact, right? We talk a lot about in my community going from local to global, just like Rebecca's story, who I shared at the beginning. She now has a global audience and is impacting people all over the world, started in a very local market and now has gone very global. So again, this aligned visibility through PR strategy is what most people are actually missing. Everyone's doing social media, right? That is a part of your visibility, absolutely. But what most people are forgetting is the PR strategy piece. And a great example of this, some of you have heard some of my stories before, how I started out in Los Angeles, and I came here from Massachusetts to be a movie publicist. One of the first big films that I worked on was the Blair Witch Project. Quite a long time ago, I'm dating myself, but it still does to this day remain one of the most profitable independent films ever made. And it grossed over 250 million worldwide. And how did that happen? It was truly because of the incredible power of their positioning and their PR strategy. And, I've worked with over the years, all different types of people to help them with their PR strategy, from unknown underdogs to top celebrities, Oscar winners, Grammy winners. You'll notice some probably familiar faces down here, Rock and Roll Hall of Famers. We've got events here with people like Sir Richard Branson, and also doing tons of events over the years. So here I am sandwiched between Dr. Drew Pinsky and the late Bob Saget. So I've done this for over 20 years. I think it's like 25 plus at this point. And I will say that I really stayed behind the scenes in those first 20 years of my career. I was very reluctant to get visible. I'm a natural introvert. So for any of you who have those issues with getting visible, any fears or limiting beliefs or things that just come up that are stopping you from getting visible, we're going to also look at that today. So these are just some of the pictures. They're not a lot. In 2 decades, there are not a lot of photos of me doing my work because I just, wasn't that person. I was pushing my client into the spotlight saying, it's not about me. When I entered a little bit later here, you'll see like what happened is my grandmother passed and I was totally crushed. And so I had this aha moment on a soul searching trip in Bali that if I really wanted to impact the world and more people in a bigger way, that I would have to take my gifts to more people. And I decided I would do that through my online business, started my online programs. And so now I've been doing that and, speaking on stages in real world and virtually, and using all of these tactics that I teach and things that I've done for over 2 decades to help people that don't normally get this information, right? Typically, it's very cost prohibitive for small business owners to have a PR plan or strategy because of what it costs to hire a PR agency. So I'm here to say today that what is missing in your plan is this strategic PR plan that communicates you as your message, right? As your brand, right? It's communicating your brand to the world, the essence of you, no matter what you're doing. And this is kind of the big mindset switch for a lot of people, is that they'll say, oh, I don't have anything to promote. And what I tell them is, oh, yes, you do. It's you, right? We're going to get more into that as we talk about your PR plan a little further down the road here. So this is when you have your strategic customized PR plan, you're going to get the results without having to dance on TikTok. If you like to do that, there's no judgment, but really this is about not having to spend huge amounts of money on Facebook ads, expensive PR firms, costly online marketing campaigns, really to get you out of that endless random posting, endless social content that might actually have you spinning your wheels without much results. And, just to kind of give the cost comparison too, there are lots of PR people out there now saying they're going to help you, like say, get into Forbes. And, the PR market, there's a lot shifting and changing. I'm going to do a whole blog post about this at some point. I'm not going to get too deep into it right now, but you're looking for, sometimes for even one article, you might have to spend $20 to $35 to $50,000 is what's happening out there now. So, the value of this work is absolutely incredible when you know how to do it, for yourself. And one big thing I will say to that too is it's not always about you doing all the things, right? All my people that work with me are founders and owners of their business, leaders of their business and journey, their career. And the first thing we talk about is delegation, right? This isn't necessarily about you doing all the things. It's also about delegation. Now, there's only 3 ways you're going to get in front of new sets of eyes. So we talk about organic, right? There's the ways that I teach that are, we call it free publicity, right? To get free organic traffic, connections, and leads. The next way would be affiliate or partnership. A lot of people are doing kind of these joint ventures, referral partners. That's another thing you can be doing. And then the third way is paid. So advertising, Facebook ads, traditional advertising where you pay to get placements. And that can be extremely cost prohibitive. Like just looking at the traditional way of how people would look at ROI, the return on investment for a PR hit, like when you actually get in the media. For example, like getting my client on the Today Show, right? She paid us a certain amount. This is with my PR agency side to make that happen. And then we looked at the advertising equivalency of what would that have cost if she had to pay for that segment to be on that get that airtime on that show. And it can start in, the $500,000 range, right? So again, like that's just to remember, like this is a way to get there when you're doing the organic efforts in a much more economical way. And that's, we even say free publicity. Once you know how to do this stuff, it's really just your effort, your time and effort, or your team's time and effort to help you with this. So I want you to think about your new mantra is more results with less effort. And one of the keys I want you to take away today is to know that the press are seeking you now. And when you get visible in that mainstream media, right, as the expert you are, you can leverage those wins, and that will really catapult your business and authority into the stratosphere. And you heard, it's just one example. We have some more coming up, but Rebecca's story is just one example of that. So again, this is about that free publicity, getting your authority and your awareness out there, growing your audience, going beyond the current eyeballs that see you, your current network, and really being seen as that go-to expert in your industry and by the public at large. And this is so your ideal audience can actually find you and come to you, not only just start being magnetized to you, but coming pre-sold for what you have because they get you and they know what you have to offer. And here are just some examples of getting into the mainstream spotlight. Some of my clients, whether it's when you think about your favorite magazines, newspapers, right? TV shows, radio, all of these add massive credibility. And so we have two types of media too. We have new media, which is more like podcasts and blogging platforms. And then we have mainstream media, which also all now have some sort of online component. So I want to share Laurel's story with you as well. Another client of mine who went through my Shine Online Mastermind. And although an Emmy-winning producer, she had never been featured in the trades for her work. So the first thing we set out to do was land her dream win in Variety. And actually within just a couple months of working together, landed her an exclusive feature in Variety International. Now, this was her actually landing it. I will say I was, there to hold her hand and make sure it happened, but she was the one who actually secured this. And she also became a contributing writer as an expert for Backstage. Most of the creatives here will know that magazine and other outlets, and is now able to use this credibility that she's gained to help her she's actually been using it to leverage for her investors in her production company, clients for her consulting business, which we also helped her start from scratch, was a whole new revenue stream using her gifts and talents to have a whole other client base. So that's Laurel, and just a beautiful soul. So publicity is really how you get the attention of the people you want to reach. So think about, how do you want to be seen, right? This is how you're received and perceived in the world. Someone else who recently came to me to jump into our Shine Online Mastermind container is uh, this wonderful life coach, Leslie. Now, she is a specialist in women's empowerment, and she had just done her TEDx talk, and she was really looking to amplify the attention, the awareness, the audience for her talk. So within a week of stepping in, we had her putting out her first global announcement and getting picked up in major websites about this work that she's been doing. And also a time to leverage the fact that she was launching a new program. So the first thing I want to talk to you about today is really claiming your visibility vision and thinking about what would your dream visibility win be? Is it a favorite stage, a magazine, a TV, a radio show, a blog, a podcast? And what is the buzz that's happening for you? So think about what is that visibility vision? What is like one top win? And where would you be appearing? And then the next piece I really want you to feel into is what is happening when you have that visibility win? What's happening in your world? Are you getting more clients, more gigs, right? Are you, if you're a creative, maybe you're landing the team of reps that you've wanted. Are you being approached to speak on people's stages for paid speaking engagements? Like what is happening for you? Are you having a full slate of clients or gigs? So really this is about feeling into it in your body, right? Embody the intention, energy, and frequency. We want you to live as if this has already happened. So because of my background in the healing arts, everything I teach is from an inside out approach. And this is really one of the first big keys for all of you is to feel into one, where are you going to go, right? What is that vision and holding that frequency? Someone like Teresa has an incredible story too, who is on track to reach 2 million people with her channeled angelic messages. She was very overwhelmed when she started working with me. We got her very clear and focused on where to spend her energies so that she was actually having more results, right? Working, not working as hard, right? Working less, not as hard, working smarter, and being able to focus her energies into the places that were income generating for herself and her business. And she said, you know, it was the most lit up she had been in a really long time in her business. So getting out there, getting featured, having her writing, her messages featured in high profile platforms. So this is where I'm just curious, and I'm going to actually, we have the option of a breakout right now. I'm going to stop the share for a minute and just take a look at how many people we have here today. And I see so many people are not on camera. So let's take a vote because we can do this in the chat too. I'm just guessing some of you maybe can't be on camera. And I understand sometimes people are multitasking or driving and I don't want anyone to do anything dangerous. So, oh, I see Emily says, I just got back from Bali. Awesome. Yeah, beautiful place. So yeah, so I think just by seeing kind of what's going on here in the room, it probably makes sense if we do this exercise in the chat. Is everyone okay with that? If we do the chat, just give me a Y. If for this exercise you're okay doing it, we'll stay in the main room here so that we can all be together. Okay, we'll do that. Okay, so really what I would love for you to do now is actually share in the chat your visibility vision, right? Pick a place that you know you want to be seen and tell me, like, what's the buzz? What are people saying about you, right? Where are you? Let's get specific about this vision and really feel into it. And what's happening in your life, in your world, as you're having these visibility wins and this visibility vision come into fruition. Go ahead and we'll start having you do that in the chat. And I'll just give you a moment to start typing some of this in. I see Judah says entrepreneur in Forbes magazine. Wonderful. And Judah, what is the buzz about you? What are they writing about you? Kathleen says veg news. And keep them coming. I know you, I see you typing away. Everyone's working on it. Feel free, share your visibility vision in the chat here. Where are you appearing? What's happening for you? What's the buzz? What are some of the results of you being more visible? Feelings says articles and veg news, holistic health, AARP, and more. Yeah, beautiful. So this is great. This is where you really get to hold the vision and be specific about what is happening for you, not only where you're going to be visible, but what's happening. I see someone says D Magazine. Magnolia says TED Talk, talking about the positive side to unlock your genetic information. Fantastic. Judah, how we are able to get our clients more clients with more time, but helping them create a memorable brand. Wonderful. Dr. Gabrielle Stoll says, with the lemon verbena part, I will attend the World Tea Expo in Vegas to explore the presentation of my tea next year. So I'll also show people the products and its outstanding quality. Yeah. And Dr. Gabriel, I'm sure there are absolutely trades and magazines that will be at that show covering. So really aiming to get into some of those media outlets is going to be.
Haven't thought of that yet. Good idea.
Yeah. Anytime you guys are having an event, right? That's a perfect time to build a PR campaign around that event. So there's 3 components to that. There's the pre, the during, and the post. And those are 3 opportunities to get yourself press coverage and attention. Let's see. I see some more coming through. Charlie, national TV, top-notch personal finance coach. Lima, gaining more viewers, more interaction. Yeah. Beautiful. So I love seeing all of these come through. As you're having those aha moments of what's possible for you and what those results can be, feel free to keep adding those in. Natalia says gaining worldwide viewers. Yes, absolutely. Beautiful. Okay, so we're going to keep going here, and I'm going to get us back into screen share. So the second key for today is to know that you can start living this dream today, right? That you have these gifts to put into the world, and there are actually people out there praying for what you can give them. And what you have to offer is critical, right? There are actually people seeking you out right now, but maybe they just don't know that you exist or how to find you or how to get in touch and have you be someone that helps them and be of service to them with what they need. So you might be currently getting frustrated. Maybe you're spinning your wheels with all the endless content creation and you're only hearing crickets back. You're overwhelmed. There's so many ways to go and you don't know what to do. So you don't go anyway. You don't go any which way. You just get paralyzed and stuck. Maybe you're frustrated from not getting the results you know you deserve. And you really might just be having the feeling that something important is missing from your business plan. And I think we all know today what that is that PR plan, right? So to start with, we need to know what's stopping you. If you're not playing big enough yet, you're still playing too small, there's likely one of 2 things that's keeping you stuck in these spinning wheels kind of cycles. Also, struggling, whether it's being exhausted or broke, not having the prosperity you desire. So you might be waiting, right? So my message is to stop waiting. That's the biggest rookie mistake, is thinking this work is for later. This work is the thing that gets you known and to the other side of your vision. And maybe you're stopping. Maybe some of you have done a little PR, but then you stopped. So I promise you this stuff works when you work it. It's all about consistency, persistence, and momentum and leverage. One of the biggest mistakes I see most small business owners not doing is leveraging the wins they've already had. And like I said, visibility begets visibility, right? More opportunities come, press begets press. It is a long game. It's something you want to build into your career starting yesterday. So 2 of those reasons why you might be holding yourself back, right? Stopping or waiting is what I have found just about everyone who has ever come into my sphere and talked to me about their visibility, that it's either 1, limiting thinking or fears, right? Maybe not knowing what your visibility blind spots are. And number 2 is just simply not knowing the steps. Now, these are some of the common fears, thoughts, and beliefs that people have when they come into my world. I hear this all the time. I'm not ready. They're worried of judgment. They have fear around maybe it's trolls. I'm not good enough, whatever it may be. Just see and look in this list here if you recognize any of these things for yourself, right? Any of these things that come up for you on a regular basis. If you feel free and vulnerable, this is a safe space, and want to share in the chat what some of those things are for you, feel free to do that. And, the thing I want to share with you too is that there's nothing wrong with these things coming up for you, right? This is about you being human, right? If you have these things happening for yourself, that's you're human. It's okay. It's just that we need to work on strengthening your muscles on how to respond to these things. And that's exactly what I do. Again, so much of this is the inner game. That's what I help my clients have complete turnarounds and shifts with in just a matter of sometimes days, weeks, or months to having a complete transformation with their visibility journey. So this might show up when you have these limiting things coming up, or even just not knowing the steps. It's going to stop you, right? There's the 4 things I've identified as well that are the results, and that is analysis paralysis, getting stuck, not doing anything. Number 2 is perfectionism, right? Like the feeling that I'm not going to do anything because I'm not ready, or it's not perfect. It's, just, really something that holds us. So I think it's possibly the number one thing people that I work with, because I have a survey, I have them take on an assessment when they come in, of what are the things that are actually stopping them. And I would say perfectionism is pretty high up there at the top of the list for most people. And, it's okay. There's no judgment around that. It's just being aware of it. Another common one is imposter syndrome, not feeling like that expert. And then the compare and despair, right? Looking, oh, well, somebody out there is already doing it better than me, right? Why would I do it? All of these things that get us stopping and stuck. Now, someone I want to share her story with you is Giovanni, and she literally was breaking out into hives. She tells this story publicly, that she was so nervous about stepping into her visibility in a bigger way, even as an artist and a performer. The thought of being in the media and telling her story and being vulnerable out there in the world was a whole other level. And, within a matter of just a few months, she was appearing in her daily newspapers, magazines. I helped coach her on how to actually host a studio screening for a summer blockbuster that she was in. She was in a couple you can see here, very well-known films, and how to work with the studio on hosting a studio sanctioned screening in her home city. So she really built up her confidence. She now knows how to do all these things, and she's doing it with so much confidence. And she came out recently to one of my live events and said she really credits, she's working a lot right now, that the success she's having today is because of the work that she did with me in this container. And she even raised her consulting rates by 100%. All right. So just to know that if you have fears around getting visible, you are not alone, and it's very common. And someone else, Liz, who stepped in to my container, came into my community and jumped into my Shine Online container, and like within just a couple months time had completely turned everything around. She was more or less hiding behind the nonprofit where she was the executive director, putting that in the forefront. And the big shift that we did was put her in the forefront as, the expert that she is. And she even created a whole new personal brand. She decided she was going to become a social impact coach. And just within a very short time, changed her confidence and her perspective on being visible, realizing it was the most important thing in her business that she could be doing, even as a mom, even as a very busy person. And she said it has shifted everything. She even applied for a grant she said she wouldn't have normally applied for, and she won this grant for female entrepreneurs. So this truly is a whole inside out shift and change that happens for people when they step into this work. So I would love to hear from you. Where do you think you're going to get stuck on your visibility vision? And again, there's no judgment here. This is really just for us all to get clear on what some people might call your thorn, like where you're getting stuck, like what's holding you back. What is the thing? Is it not knowing the steps? Is it, okay, well, I want to be informed, but I don't know, how do I do that? Like, what do I how do I even take those steps to make that happen? How do I reach the right people? What do I send them? Like, where do I find the right info? Like, what are the things where you're going to get stuck in your visibility, win, or vision? So feel free to put in here. I see Virginia says, yeah, not knowing the steps. Pauline says overwhelm. Yeah. So again, you're hearing, so those are two completely different things. One is more the inner game, right? The feeling of overwhelm. And then the outer game is not knowing the steps, right? So that's where I know my, unique, we all need to know our core differentiators, right? What makes us unique. Something that you're not, I don't think, going to get from many other people out there in the world is that I actually use universal spiritual principles and work on the inner game. And then I take the strategy and we merge those two together. And that's why I'm able to help my clients get such incredible results, right? It's a big part of that blend of both. I mean, I can give you strategy all day long, but if we're not first getting you in alignment, then you could be doing all the right things or the things people are telling you to do all day long and still knocking your head up against the wall. There's likely something that is still holding you back, and that's where we've got to get you into alignment. And I see, some more things coming through here. Perfectionism, the unknown, scattered focus. Tarlise is creating the package and reaching the right people. Right. Like, how do you create a package that's going to make the impact of getting the attention of the right people? And then who are those right people? How do you find them? How do you reach them? And Julia says, not actually doing this. I think working would be an honor. Oh, thank you, Julia. Yeah, some people just have chosen not to do this yet in their career. And of course, since this is what I have built my entire livelihood and past 25 years around, helping hundreds, if not thousands of clients, I call myself a dream weaver, right? Like bring their dreams to fruition. For me, it's like, that's my platform and my message out here is like, this is the number one most important thing you could be doing for yourself in your business in 2023. Again, Dr. Gabrielle, the steps. Yeah, the steps. It's such a big thing. Of course, you don't know the steps. You haven't been doing this like I have for 20 or 25 years, right? I wouldn't expect you to know. You all have some expertise that I wouldn't know how to do, right? That's just why we all come in to find our mentors, right? Someone that can keep us accountable, give us that accountability, hold us accountable to actually doing the steps, guide us through them. Yeah, beautiful. Okay. So again, leveraging, I mentioned this before, leveraging your wins is so key, right? This is one, knowing how to capitalize on getting the wins, but then how do you leverage them, right? I have a whole pillar around leveraging your wins because that is one of the biggest things most people forget. And good PR is the thing that gets you known and puts you in the position to make more money, raise your prices, right? Whatever it is that you are looking to do. So my signature system, I call the 5 Ps with the big O, right? So this is, something that I have identified as the path to getting to, we showed you your business success path, getting to that influential leadership and global impact. This is the path, right? So one is identifying the path, right? That's the first step. Next, you've got to position yourself, right? Get it clear on your purpose and your message. You've got to have the right packaging. You've got to present yourself to the right people at the right time in the right way. So where are you doing and how are you doing that? And then press power is this whole other elevated piece that is really like, once you get that attention, as we say, incredible sources, you come to a whole new level. You can get a Wikipedia page. You can get verified on social media. You can really take everything through the stratosphere to the next level. And then we look at omnipresence, that big O, right? That's where people are seeing you everywhere. They know who you are. They're coming to you. You can now say no to people because you can be more selective about who you're working with, right? In the early stages, you're saying yes to everything and everyone, right? We're building you up. Then you hit that critical point in your career path where you can start to become more selective, right? And start turning the people away or the things away that aren't as in alignment, right? Because you're in that place of such success and global impact that there's a wait list of people clamoring to work with you or have what you're putting out there in the world, right? You're back ordered or whatever it may be, right? So that omnipresence place is where we're headed. Someone else that is a fantastic story is Kriya. She went through my process, and we originally said doubling her income and audience. I think it's much more now because she actually recently went viral on TikTok with just one video of her giving a parenting tip. She's a leading teen addiction prevention specialist. Just one of her videos went viral, and I think it's easily over 425 or 6,000 views at this point, and probably still growing. And she really had to decide that she was going to step into already like being a leader, but really owning it. Like she was one, and now we just needed her to own it and tell the rest of the world. And so she has had incredible results of getting featured in her industry trades and the media and the press. She's now being she's a sought after speaker in her industry to do paid speaking gigs. She's got publishers approaching her, wanting to tell her story, right, and publish her story in a book. So these are the incredible things that when you get that aligned visibility and have that actual PR strategy in place, the opportunities become really endless and incredible. So really, again, this is the thing that gets you to the other side of your vision, goals, and dreams. So if you don't start now, I say start yesterday. We want you to have started yesterday. Where are you going to be in another 6 months? So let's look at this. How do you set and launch your PR plan to really monetize your magic? So there is money in your message. So that's something you really need to know, that whatever you're doing in the world, right, through your soul aligned, holistic personal brand, right, that we help you put together, there are going to be people that love what you do and want to work with you and compensate you for your gifts. So this, again, aligned visibility. This is a simple formula just to think of it like very in the most simplistic way I could break it down, is that the aligned visibility plus the connection and communication is what equals the currency. And you get all of this through the PR strategy and plan. So really creating your plan is the most important thing you could do for yourself as you enter into 2023. So I love this quote. It's a goal without a plan is just a wish, right? We want you to actually bring this into 3D reality and get tangible with what you're actually doing with your PR plan. There are 2 types of campaigns, and these are the 2 that we work on for you. And one is your evergreen, right? This is something that's happening every week, every month throughout the year. Again, this is the mindset shift for those of you who think I don't have anything to promote right now. Yes, you do. It's you. You have a message, a gift, a movement, right? Yourself, your own passions, things that you are passionate about in the world that people would love to hear about and get to know you and hear more about. So the evergreen piece is, a big part of it. And then the next piece is the project focus, right? That's when we're tying into when you have something that's coming up or being released. So now with the evergreen, you're building your audience. Now you've got people. So when you have a project, there's an audience to launch to, right? That you can have them anticipating when you have a project, something coming out into the world, whether it's a book or a tea or whatever it may be. And, for the creatives, like something that's coming out on TV, film, video, live streaming. And so this evergreen really is you pitching yourself year round as an expert, and you're tying yourself and your expertise into the things that are happening in the news, world events, holidays, trends, right? Really identifying these things that you can be out there talking about. And then with the project, again, this is where, okay, I have a launch date, I have a street date. What is my PR plan around this launch? And we really want you planning these things at least 6 months out, right? If you have something that's coming into the world in 2023 and you do not have a PR plan for it, I can tell you right now, you are missing a huge piece of your business plan. So with that, your special gift for being here today, I have a couple quick things for you. So stick around. I've got a couple invitations for you and one gift at the end here, another bonus gift. And so if you are ready to have a visibility plan in 2023, feel free to write "I'm ready" in the chat, and we will reach out to you and we will set something up this is something that I normally do for potential PR clients. So it's actually a consultation. It's a huge value and it's not a sales call. This is really to see, do you have a PR plan, right? What can one thing, at least in this call that we have together, what can be one thing that we start getting you doing to move the needle forward on your PR and your visibility? So again, right, "I'm ready" in the chat if you would like us to connect with you to give you this free visibility breakthrough session. And another thing is for scholarship seats, right? I've been honored to gift some in this holiday season. And it's been such an honor to see the people stepping in. And I've decided to open up a couple more spots and just type "scholarship yes" in the chat if you're interested in us reaching out to you about any of the scholarship opportunities that we have. So again, that's "scholarship yes" in the chat if you are interested in connecting about what we have. Now, you're the perfect fit if you're an established professional, you're looking for an easier way to reach your audience, and maybe you're currently feeling like you're spending too much time on activities that aren't income generating, right? So this is ideally for, the people that we haven't connected with before. So I know there's a lot of new people in my community. So if you're feeling the call to connect in with me, definitely let us know. But again, I know some of you who are here are also maybe already in my programs, right? Or we've already done this kind of a call with you. So unless you're really ready for a next step with me, this is for the people who have never met with me before and are really interested in looking at their visibility plan. Okay, so we have one more gift for you, and this is the PR launch timeline. So this is a handout that I give to my Shine Online Mastermind clients. So I wanted to bring this and give this to you all today, just as a thank you for being here, a gratitude gift, a happy holidays gift. And so for that, we're asking that you just put "timeline" in the chat and we'll reach out to you and we'll make sure that you get this PR launch timeline handout. And it explains to you, it goes a little deeper into what we were talking about with your PR plan, right? We talked about the evergreen, the project base. So there's some things you need to know timing wise around this. So again, just type in "timeline" if you want us to send you that. I can see we're going to be very busy. We're getting lots of great notes here in the chats of people wanting to take advantage of these gifts today. And so yes, again, let me actually get out of the share here. We have those of you that have said you're interested in connecting, you're ready. We're going to reach out to you for a visibility breakthrough session. We have some of you I see that did say "scholarship yes" that are interested in what we have for that. And then those of you that are interested in the special handout bonus gift have written "timeline." So yes, and anyone in the replay, feel free to do the same, and we will also get what you need to you. And I'm also just going to drop this in, or I think Eunice might have it, the actual scheduling link. For those of you who you're chomping at the bit and you don't even want to wait for us to reach out to you, here is a link where you can go ahead and just grab that session. My schedule does fill quickly. So for those of you that really want to make sure you get in as soon as possible, I would say just go ahead and book in, and the rest of you we will personally reach out to and make sure we get you what you need. Okay, so with all that being said, I would love to open the floor to any questions that anyone has. You can feel free to type them in the chat, or if you want to raise your hand, I can call on you and we can take a minute to see what kind of questions you all have. Anyone? I see Dr. Gabrielle Stoll has a question. Let me get you off mute here. There we go.
Hello. Hello, Heather.
Hello.
Uh-huh.
Spotlight. There we go.
What I wanted to ask you is, for me as a German who is starting to wanting to start this tea business in the US, and also this women career coaching in the English speaking, is it more difficult for me as a German to get access to media in the US?
That's an interesting question. It's a good question. I have a number of clients from Europe, actually right now in my Shine Online container. We have London, Prague, I think, where do we have, is it Bulgaria? We've got a handful of Europe. So really what's the more important question is, like, do you have all of these things set up so that you're positioning yourself to be seen as industry as in the global marketplace, right? So
I think global,
yeah, this is beyond being seen as an expert in the US media. This is positioning yourself and getting to that place of being seen as a global expert. So yes, when you do that correctly, and you know how to tie in your pitch campaigns and your stories to the US media, absolutely. Yeah, that's something that we could work on for you.
Okay.
Absolutely. Yeah, this is, like I said, I mean, that's the funny part of this is it kind of works for everybody. So no matter where you are, I always say anyone from anywhere, like this, when you get this kind of clarity and this kind of plan together, you're going to see progress.
Okay. Yeah. Very good. So we can shape that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, beautiful. Wonderful. Okay, so we'll be, I'm sure, talking to Dr. Gabrielle Stoll again very soon. Thank you for asking your question. Okay, I see Kathleen has a question.
Hey, thank you. Heather, great presentation. And I happen to be in a very, very niche market. I'm in the vegan market. And in that market, a lot of times businesses will only work with vegan consultants. I mean, it's a very, very close-knit community. So for people that are in real niche markets, what's your recommendation for really getting seen by the media within that? Because in our industry, we have some like Veg News, we have there's National Health Association has a magazine. How do you recommend getting seen by those publications?
Yeah, and that's typically where we start. So in my 2 decades of running my PR agency, which I still have, I have a lot more of my work now, heart and soul being in my online programs where I'm helping people like yourself get this kind of information and clarity. So what I would say to that is that one of the first things we always do is we look at, what is your niche, right? What's the saying? To niche is rich. So we absolutely want you to have a niche where we get you known. So getting featured in your industry trades is a #1 priority. And then it's about, okay, how do we go beyond, right, your niche? We want to get you out there to more people outside of your current network, outside of the industry you're in, so that elevates you to that higher platform, so that you're not just being seen within your niche. Yes, we want to master that first, and we want to get you that incredible attention to be seen as the go-to expert in your niche. But then we want to take it to the next level where you're getting into national, international, mainstream media, becoming that national or global expert on a bigger stage. So does that answer your question, or
it does. And actually, I kind of reversed the model where I was more of a global, number of different markets, but then I niched down to the vegan market because it's very aligned with my lifestyle. So yeah, that's interesting. That's a good recommendation. Thank you.
Yeah, you're so welcome. So thank you, Kathleen, for asking that question. And hopefully we'll be talking. I don't know if you raised your hand in there, but feel free to go ahead and claim one of those sessions. I'd be happy to talk with you further, or just go ahead and use that link to book in. So okay. Thank you. Thanks to Kathleen. Okay. And let me get back to gallery so I can see all of you who are still here with me and checking the chat here. I see you've got some fellow vegans here. Awesome. Okay. Is that it? Any other questions for today? Is everyone feeling good and complete? Last call for anyone that might have a question about today's information and presentation, how it applies to you. Everyone's feeling good. Last call, last call. I always give the shy ones a second to speak up because I know sometimes it's a lot for people to, ask a question in a public forum. Virginia says, thank you for a wonderful program. You're very welcome. Beautiful. All right, everyone. So if you also, if you're interested in staying in touch in our community, feel free to come into the Shine Insiders group. That is where we can keep the conversations going. Anyone you met here today or thought you might want to connect with further, that's a wonderful place to stay connected. I see Eunice just put the link in there. And great, I see some of you are booking your appointments. Fantastic. Yeah, I'm just so happy to have met all of you today. The new faces, I see some familiar faces as well. It's always great to have you guys back in our vortex. And I'm wishing you all a very happy holiday season. And feel free if you want to take yourselves off mute as we leave the room and give some love to each other. So thank you. Happy holidays, everyone. Thank you. I see Pauline. I know she's up very late. We got a quiet bunch here today. All right. Mwah. All right. See you guys soon. All right. Take care. Bye.
Thank you.
You're so
Bye-bye. See you next year again.
welcome.
Bye.